everyone, welcome back to the Everson Homestead. I'm Emma, and I have been trying to get this camera to focus for the last 10 or 15 minutes, and I just decided to send it, and it's probably out of focus, but this whole video is about just trying things, putting yourself out there, and not being afraid of failure. But I am here to share some updates of what's been going on our homestead over the last few months. It's been a while since we uploaded a video, and a lot has happened in our household. The first thing being this little nugget right here is our sweet boy, Abel. He was born October 1st, so he's just 6 weeks old now, and we are just soaking up every bit of snuggles and love from him, and yeah, he's been doing great. So I'd love to make another video all about pregnancy and his birth story and all of that another time. But this video is about the homestead, so here we go with our November homestead update. This year we have lost a lot of chickens, we have added some chickens, and we grew a lot of potatoes and a lot of onions. That's kind of the summary of what's been going on our homestead. But at the beginning of the year in January, I wrote down a list of goals I had for our garden. Number one was a greenhouse. I've been wanting a greenhouse for a couple of years. We are in Zone 6. We're in the mountains of North Carolina, and so it's just really hard to start seeds and work with the freeze dates and all of that without a greenhouse. And our house doesn't really have a good window for growing transplants, and yeah, so it's just a struggle. So that was on my list of goals for this year. I wanted to have a really beautiful and lovely garden to spend time with. One of our favorite farming YouTubers, Jess with Roots and Refuge, she talks about growing something lovely and how you're not going to want to be in your garden doing the hard work if it's not a lovely place to be. So that was one of my goals. And with that, I wanted a place to sit, and I wanted easy walking paths in the garden. I just wanted to be able to enjoy our garden to the fullest extent. And another kind of random thing, I wanted a trellis with climbing roses. So those were my goals. And I will have you know that I completed 0 of them. Absolutely 0. And I'll tell you what we did complete, which was growing lots of potatoes and onions, and that is about it. We planted some tomatoes, we planted some peppers, we planted some herbs. I maybe picked 2 tomatoes. We got like a tiny banana pepper, and that was truly about it. We grew some dahlias kind of well, but otherwise, yeah, met 0 of the goals that I had set out for myself in the beginning of the year. And even with the potatoes and the onions, we did not weed the onions really much at all. I think we went out there and weeded like twice, did kind of like a big haul of all the weeds, but definitely should have kept up with that a lot better. And we didn't mound the potatoes at all, and so they just grew super tall, and then they like fell over right in my beautiful walking path that I had wanted to have. We could barely see the onions because they were so overgrown, and probably 50% of the potatoes that we grew are still in the ground because it was just so hard to sort through everything, the abundant overgrowth of weeds. So yeah. However, we did get a very large harvest of onions and potatoes that we have been eating on for the last couple of months. So overall, it truly was a win in terms of, you know, supplying our household with potatoes and onions for quite some time. But yeah, did not meet any of the goals that I had hoped for in the garden. And honestly, quite the opposite. Our garden kind of looked like a war zone by the end of the summer. And yeah, it was rough. But that's okay. We also had big dreams of breeding lots of chickens this year and ducks, which we succeeded at in some ways. But we also had a lot of failure in that area too. So we hatched 15 Bielefelders in May. For some friends of ours at church, and we sold 9 of those, 1 rooster and 8 hens, to this family at church, and we kept 6 roosters that we were planning on butchering this fall. That would have been our first time butchering any kind of animal, and we were super pumped to get that experience and have some homegrown chicken. Only 1 out of those 6 roosters is still alive. They've all either disappeared, gotten picked off by predators, or just died randomly. So we have 1 rooster, and he's now just integrated into our flock. So he is not going to be dinner this fall. And then we also hatched 15 Americanas in August, and only 1 of those died. We have 14 left, and we're going to sell a few of those to some friends at church and keep the rest as well. And so that was a really successful hatching. But then we also tried to hatch 5 ducks. My in-laws have ducks, and so we got some eggs from them and tried to hatch them. 3 made it, and now we only have 1 left alive. So yeah, 3 ended up hatching, and only 1 survived. This? No, that's cold wind, huh? Oh, I know. Hey. So, yes, and then we hatched we tried to hatch a few Whitting True Greens, and then we did a White Cochin Leghorn mix. Crossbreed, and I think, let's see, 6 of those hatched, and we only have 3 of the Cochin Leghorn mixes left, and none of the Whittings left. So, yeah, just a lot of not really what we expected. For a while there, it felt like just like one chicken was dying after another. But we did have some successes, like hooray for the Bielefelders that we were able to sell and the Americanas that we're planning on selling. And our 1 duck that survived, we're going to butcher him this winter, and he's going to be our Christmas duck. So that's exciting. So we will get the butchering experience this year, but overall, this year has not really been what we expected. We had grand plans and big goals, and we met almost none of them. However, you know, obviously the best part of this year has been this little one right here, and I was very pregnant throughout the summer, and that definitely contributed to, you know, not being able to really fulfill all of these goals the way that we wanted to. So yeah, we are obviously not doing this full time. Michael has a full-time job at a coffee shop in town. I was a full-time student until May. I finished my master's degree in May. I've obviously been pregnant most of this year. We had a lot of goals this year, and we did not meet most of them. Which can definitely be hard. There was a certain point last week when Michael said that he, for the first time, considered getting rid of the chickens. We're not going to do that, but it was the first time he had even considered it in all the time that we've had them, because it is hard work. It's hard work to have all these responsibilities, like a new baby and jobs and a household, as well as a homestead, to have chickens and to have a garden. But it matters to us. It matters to us to grow our own food and to be outside and to be connected to our food, to take care of this world that God has given us. And so we put ourselves out there and we take risks, and we don't always succeed. But that's okay. We've learned a lot this year. We've learned what our capacity is to grow our own food in this current season of life, and that will grow and change. But yeah, I just wanted this to be an encouragement to anyone who feels like they want to try homesteading or they want to try something else that's been on their mind. And I encourage you to set goals, but hold them loosely, because you're going to fail. You're going to make mistakes. And it's okay to be a beginner. It's okay to not know how to do something. It's okay to ask for help. So, anyways, thanks for watching. More videos to come, hopefully. My goal, and again, another goal, my goal was to post 1 video per month, and I haven't posted in like over 6 months. So, yeah. Just step out there, try something new. It doesn't have to be perfect to be good or to be fun. All right, thanks for watching. Bye!